Welcome to a news recap on EyesofAfrika TV, where we bring you news amid headlines through the week. I am Tosin Adeyemi. Let's begin the news with a 7-day warning strike issued by the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors over the abduction of their colleague, Dr. Ganiyat Bukola, who was kidnapped nearly 8 months ago. The government, reacting to the doctor's action, has threatened to invoke a no-work, no-pay policy against the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors over their decision to embark on the warning strike. The government, further reacting to the doctors' action, which has crippled activities in the nation's public hospitals across the country, says the action of the doctors fell short of expectations, given that the issue had led them to embark on the warning strike was being addressed. Moving on, the federal government says individuals under 18 is hereby prohibited from taking part in NECO and WAEC. Education Minister Tahir Maman confirmed this directive, stating that the age limit for candidates taking the West African Senior School Certificate Examination and the Senior School Certificate Examination is now 18. The minister clarified that this is not a new policy, but a reinforcement of existing regulations. This policy will ensure that students have completed the necessary years in each educational phase before taking crucial exams like NECO and WAEC. The age requirement also extends to the UTME conducted by the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAM. In other news, Nigeria's domestic airfares has increased by 25% year-on-year, rising to 98,561 in July 2024 from 78,775 naira in July 2023, according to the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics in its July 2024 Transport Fare Watch report. The development comes after the federal government last month says it would further raise its tax charges amid complaints by the airline operators of Nigeria over multiple taxation. Despite the increase in airfare in July, the prices paid for boats, motorcycle, and waterway journeys declined in July 2024. Moving on, the Dangote Petroleum Refinery and Petrochemicals has announced readiness to begin production of petrol. The body of engineers also commended the president of Dangote Industries, Aliko Dangote, for hiring and nurturing highly skilled Nigerian engineers who were guides during the visit, and declared that engineering is alive in Nigeria, from the workforce to the construction at the Dangote Refinery complex. So the Dangote Refinery is set to begin petrol production, which will complement existing products, boost local supplies, and save significant foreign exchange for Nigeria. 4 Nigerians have been sentenced to prison in the UK on charges of fraud after being found guilty of forging more than 2,000 marriage certificates to help people live in the UK illegally. The 4, identified as Abraham Alade Olarotimi Onifade 41, Abayomi Aderisoye Shodipo 38, Nosimot Mojisala Gbadamosi 31, and Adekunle Kabir 54. They were all sentenced at Woolwich Crown Court in London on Tuesday. The UK Home Office says they were part of an organized crime that sold fraudulent EU settlement scheme applications to Nigerian nationals for over 2 years, between March 2019 and May 2023, and had also provided false Nigerian customary marriage certificates with other fraudulent documentation to help the applicant who patronized them remain in the country. The Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC) has announced that SIM cards not linked to a national identity number (NIN) will be disconnected by September 14, 2024. This decision follows the success of the federal government 2020 policy, with over 153 million SIM cards, representing a 96% compliance rate, already linked to NIS. The announcement was made in a statement by the NCC's Director of Public Affairs, Ruben Moka, on August 28, 2024. The Canadian government has banned Nigerians and other visitor visa holders from applying for work permits within the country. The Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada announced this new directive, which takes effect immediately on August 28, 2024. And finally, on the news outside Nigeria, Africa has secured less than 10% of the estimated $245 million it needs to fight a surging mpox outbreaks on the continent. A senior official from the African Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said on Wednesday. The continent is under pressure to curb an outbreak of the potentially deadly infection that the World Health Organization declared to be a global health emergency in mid-August, after a new strain began proliferating from Democratic Republic of Congo to neighboring countries. Join me again next week Sunday 4 p.m. on Eyes of Africa TV. I am Tosin Adeyemi.